So in this video, I'm going to explain how to do the planning your essay assignment for our Long Walk to Water essay. So this is the absolute minimum assignment that you need to do for our essay. And once you do this, I will be able to do at least some of a grade on the rest of your work for the essay. So if you're feeling a little bit behind about the essay or don't know what to do, this is the starting point. All right. This essay, like we've talked about for this whole time, is answering the question, how does Salva survive in a long walk to water? How does he get through all the really hard stuff that he goes through in this book? The essay is broken up into three parts: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And this worksheet helps you plan all three of those sections. The first thing that I always want people to do is plan out the body. And the great thing for you is that you've already done this in the Forming Evidence-Based Claims assignment. In that assignment, you had some evidence, some thinking on that evidence, and then you made a claim based off of that evidence. You can literally just copy and paste the evidence 1, 2, and 3, and then thinking on the evidence 1, 2, and 3 from that assignment into this one. If you have not done the Forming Evidence-Based Claims assignment, like you don't have evidence, you don't have your claims, you send me an email and come to my office hours. You'll need to talk to me about how to get that. But basically, to do that, you're coming up with situations that Salva survives that are difficult, and you can use those as your evidence, and then tell me how he survives. What does he do to keep going? And from there, you'll come up with a claim. I'm happy to help you out with this section if you have not done it yet, and that's a starting point for this section. So do this first. You could ignore the quotes section. It's not gray in yours, but I grayed it out because we're not going to mess with it, so you can ignore it. Once you've finished, you've got your evidence in here, you're moving on to the introduction. You've already got the claim because the claim is coming from evidence-based claims as well, so you can copy and paste it into this section. Easy peasy. Next, we've got two areas here that we want to focus on. Let's look at this first. Name the book and the author. Give a brief 1 or 2 sentence summary of the plot to the reader. So tell me what the book is about. Linda Sue Parks, A Long Walk to Water is about ... Whatever your answer to that is. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. Just tell me a brief idea of what this novel is about. Then we've got something difficult right here, the hook sentence. This is the sentence that captures the reader's attention and gets them interested in what's going on. There's a couple things you could do here. One, you could connect to your claim. So if your claim is about the Salva relying on his family as motivation to keep going, maybe you could say something like, all of us rely on our families for support during difficult times. There's a hook sentence. You could also connect to the, my hands are not on their homebrew keys. There we go. Connect to the outside world. So you could say something like, refugees are a big problem in the world. In A Long Walk to Water, we get the story of one refugee boy named Salva. And then you could launch straight into your summary. Or you could drop us into the action. In here, what you can do is drop us straight into a really high tension moment in the book, like when Salva has to run away from his family and his village because of the war, or when he has to cross the crocodile-infested lake or river. Something that is like big action, really scary. That's going to get the reader interested because immediately they'll care about what happens to Salva and want to know more. There's your introduction. You've got your hook sentence, your summary, and then your claim, which you already wrote a while back in Forming Evidence-Based Claims. All right, we're going to skip on down because remember, we've already done the body, down to conclusion. And it's a mirror of the introduction. In this section, we can restate our claim right here, where whatever your claim is up here, find a slightly new way to say it so you can reword it a little bit, but essentially you're just reviewing what you've already said as your claim. And then in this section, the middle part, summarize in 1 or 2 sentences what you wrote. Instead of reviewing the book's plot, you're reviewing what you wrote about in the paper. So you've got your claim up here, and then you're going to tell me what evidence you used to support your claim. Evidence 1, 2, and 3 right there. So in a sentence or two, recap quickly what your evidence was for your claim in this box. Last thing, and then you're almost done, one final sentence that tells the reader why your topic is important. There's a lot of things you could do here, kind of like the hook sentence, but what a lot of people have done that I think is fairly successful is write some way that A Long Walk to Water has connected to you, like bring it back to you in a way. So you could say, I was inspired by Salva's story to learn more about refugees around the world. Or I was inspired by Salva because he faced really difficult situations and was able to keep going. Something that tells me, like, what did you take away from this novel? That's something you can do here. Or like, what's a theme or a moral you can take from here? So once you have this together, and again, this is the thing to focus on if you're behind on your essay. Once you have this together, I'll be able to score the rest of your essay because I have some sense of what you would be writing about. Come to my office hours or shoot me an email if you're struggling with this. I am more than happy to help, especially if you don't have your evidence right here. Oh, I'm not trying to change the... Okay. Especially if you're trying to work on this section, come to my office hours. I'm more than happy to help out.